Ladies and gentlemen, the Weekend Warrior.
What's the haps, lads and gals? It is I, the Weekend Warrior, and I'm just gonna get straight to it. The ending of The Flash is terrible because the message that it wanted to say is derailed by the cringe nostalgia bait and the terrible execution of the ending. You feel me, guys? I can hear you now, chaps and chapettes. Weekend! The ending is not the only thing that's terrible about The Flash. I know! I called it The Flush in the YouTube short, okay? But it is the ending that I just want to talk about because really I feel like this movie will be forgotten before the month is over. Because another train wreck will appear next week. Hell, I think it's a nuclear disaster. To understand this rant, you have to learn the message of the movie, which is obvious from the word go. From the first few minutes up to the finale, that is what this movie has been trying to spit out to the audience and to Barry. Flash, despite being the fastest man alive, can't go anywhere because of his inability to let go of his mother's murder. His father has accepted that he will probably be in prison for the rest of his life. Batman has realized that the scars that he has experienced, the trauma he received, has made him into who he is today. And the perfect foil for Barry, the reason that he realizes it's time to grow up, is the main side character for this movie is his younger, even more immature self. And now he can see his flaws from the outside and he doesn't like what he sees. Only when he is confronted by a truly unchangeable event that he realizes and accepts that you can't change certain things and you just have to move past it and become a stronger person. I think some self-reflection and that prayer quote I keep seeing would have been better than creating some doomed alternate timeline, but you do you, Flash. You do you. So Flash accepts that he has to move on, resolve some paradox, and hugs his mother for one last time. So everything's fine, right? It doesn't work because, there's rampant nostalgia bait. You got cameos by Wonder Woman, Aquaman's dad. Like, come on, bro. You got a badly rendered version of Christopher Reeves and Supergirl. You also got an alternate version of Superman played by Nick Cage. The biggest nostalgia bait, of course, is Michael Keaton saying the line that people like because it's the meme. Okay. Batmobile. Batplane. Amazing. I also like how you honor this nostalgia bait by having Keaton Batman have a suicidal attack on his Batjet against a Kryptonian ship with its shields on. That'll work. You redo it in a slightly better way. He has a final talk with Barry. I still feel wrong about it. I'm just not convinced you really believe the message of your movie when you are baiting this hard in your trailers and your promotional materials, okay? And the way they execute the ending is very bad because the inciting incident, why Flash is in an alternate timeline past to begin with, is because a dark Flash pushes him into the past version of the timeline he created. And it turns out that this dark Flash is a future version of the younger Barry.
What a twist!
And Dark Flash wants to kill, our Barry, but young Flash stops him and stops the paradox. The problem with that resolution, if you kill the guy that started this whole incident, then there is no incident to begin with. It works on an emotional level, right? But holistically, it doesn't. I get the metaphor, okay? You have to kill a version of yourself to become a new version of you. I get that, okay? They did that here literally. But the way you do it undoes the whole movie. If you kill young Flash before he starts his journey to become Dark Flash, who would be the entity that would start this movie? That's right. No one. So the Flash can't resolve the film because there would be no film. And let's say that there's a special rule for the time bubble. What happens in the time bubble stays in the time bubble. Okay, whatever. Flash knows that he is living in a chaos butterfly timeline where slight alterations could lead to a drastically different present. Why does Flash then still manipulate the timeline so that his dad would be found innocent? By proving his alibi, he can look in the camera. It's not like there's a whole fucking movie that discussed the ramifications and possible consequences of such an event, right? Maybe that's fine. I just don't like what they did with it. They turned it into a fucking joke. Hey, it's the George Clooney Batman. Isn't that great? Wrong! How do you resolve it? The first solution I had was just you talk no jutsu Dark Flash, right? But I don't think he's sane enough for it to work. So just have the Flash do the thing he does best.
Run, Barry, run!
Barry manages to escape. Young Barry tries to stop Dark Flash, but he's knocked into the time bubble, chrono, whatever, and he's lost to time. So we only have Dark Flash and Barry. Barry manages to find himself at the time where Nora is murdered. And Dark Flash manages to catch up, and they see who kills Nora.
It was me, Barry.
It's Mr. Zoom himself, that wacky prankster. Dark Flash gets pissed, and he chases after Zoom. Zoom just does an evil villain thing and runs away in some sort of time vacuum bubble that's outside space-time. That works for me. It's different when you kill Dark Flash because that breaks the loop. This just closes it. Flash still realizes he still needs to let go of his mom. So you could either maintain the shopping grocery thing with Flash back in the supermarket and closing the time loop, or have him have the final moments with his mother. Then he says goodbye to her there. That takes out the literal metaphor, but I think that would be a better ending. As for his dad's alibi getting proven because of time travel shenanigans, I get that you want Flash to have a win. I just don't like the consequence of it, turning it into a joke. So what I suggest is that you just make the ending more somber or meaningful. You know, just have the Justice League Snyderverse people there. Unless this is the last Snyder movie or Aquaman is the last Snyder-related thing from Disney, this might be the last time we see these iterations of these heroes. You are doing nostalgia bait anyway. At least these cameos make sense for Barry. In this universe, they've been friends for a while already. So yeah, a nice send-off. Bruce appears and actual Batfleck appears and congratulates Barry and flexes Wayne Tech. Clark is the one that says hello and asks him for an interview. And then something blows up and everyone from the Justice League appears. Yeah, a good send-off that these heroes are still out there being heroes instead of a fucking joke. Maybe I'm wrong for wanting elevation in corporate product. Maybe I don't want cape shit anymore. I want some cape coffee or something. I do think you can have a movie like that. This is not it. So my recommendation, I've said this in my YouTube short, don't watch this. Hard flush. In fact, just watch Spider-Verse. Next week, don't watch Indiana Jones. Watch Spider-Verse instead, because that shit looks like a train wreck. Why would you say that? She's almost confirming that this Phoebe character, this Phoebe person, will be taking over. Oh my god. So it's not even gonna be about Indiana Jones, is it? Oh shit. If you made it this far, thank you for watching the video. You've made it to the end. Hooray! If you want to support the channel, I have a Patreon. If you want to support the channel in a tangible way. If you can't, that's fine. You can hit like if you like the video, or hit the dislike if you didn't like it, or if you don't really give a fuck. How do you make it to the end? Well, I'm joshing you guys. Thank you so much for still being here. And of course, I wouldn't be here without my lovely patron. Black Vulcan X, Bonoff M. Yisod, Delatar Teeps, Robot Eye, Shaped Like Bacon, Marcelo Oliveria, John Lemley, Registered Good Boy, Hjortor S. Hjortorson, Chet McMasterson, and Tad586, as well as these other wonderful warriors. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.
Nope, not working.